Hi, India. Thank you for the introduction. That was really lovely. Hi, everyone out there across the world. How exciting! I'm so happy to be here and honored. So, thank you for having me. Before I answer that question, I do want to say when I started, when my firm was itty bitty, I was using my free time to listen to podcasts about how to run a law firm. And one of the things they advised was to make a relationship with a banker. And so I did that. And really, it wasn't until 4 years later when we had coronavirus and the PPPs came out that relationship paid off because I was able to like text my banker on, when they were announcing it and say, hey, put me. And I was the first person to get funds from that bank. Right? So that's because I had gone out and like found a banker and met them and networked and created a relationship. So I cannot express enough the importance of doing that. I know, Tori, you're like, yes, thank you, Lord, thank you. But it's so true. I all my bankers are like, God, I wish all my clients felt that way. But it is like really paid off for me exponentially. And it was probably some of the best advice. And I'm a JD MBA, so I have a master's degree in business. I have a law degree. I'm now working on my LLM in taxation. And that gem of advice from that podcast, that I didn't get that in my education, so that was, I hope everyone takes that advice and goes and meets a banker and creates a relationship with them. It will pay off eventually. So the foundation of my business has absolutely, I'm going to give you the lawyer answer. It depends. It depends on how you define foundation. I always have the lawyer answer. Okay, so if you talk about like the absolute base of my practice and my business, no, nothing has changed. The why, because Lauren Cadillac exists on this planet and there's injustice. That's the why, right? Like I take injustice personally. So that has absolutely 100% remained the same across the board. And if I didn't have that to go back to, I would have given up a zillion times already. Because, okay, it is like being a woman in a man's industry, being in the state of Texas, the South in the United States, and then just the practice of law itself is just a very large, robust practice. It's not easy. Absolutely would have given up. Alas, injustice occurs every second, and therefore I cannot give up. So the ultimate base foundation of my firm has not changed at all. The layers of foundation that have been built above, let us say maybe the ground, which is injustice exists at the same time I do, those have certainly changed. So like if this was a pier and beam foundation, I have replaced the piers, I have changed out the beams, I have done those things as necessary. And the reason for that is because it's my business. And so I can do whatever I want. And what happens is I go and I run into something and I'm like, I don't like that. I don't ever want to do it again. And then I don't, right? So I just pull out that beam. Like we don't do that at this office. I will never, ever, 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 ever do a family law, like a divorce or a child custody, ever. There's just certain things I'm just not going to do that. And there's certain things I like to try everything once, right? So I have someone come in and they're like, hey, I have this problem. Can you solve it? Of course I can, because I'm a problem solver. I've never done it before, but I'll find the way, right? And I love trying new things. But the reason I like to try new things is so that I can articulate very clearly why I don't want to do them again. Because, you don't know if you're going to like it or not if you don't try it. So I try it, and then if I don't like it, now that I've tried it, I can very clearly tell you why I don't like it, and then you're not going to bother me about it. So yeah, the foundation, those parts, the pier and beam aspect of the foundation has changed, and not just practice areas like I don't like doing that, or I want to try that, or this person needs this, so I'll do it. But also, how do I want my firm to look? Do I want to be a small firm forever? Do I want to get to mid-size? Do I want to eventually, have Cadillac, my name on like a downtown building? And, how do I want to earn my income? Do I want to do government contracts? Do I want to service the middle class? Who am I looking to service? That has changed over time too. And I believe that's just because I change. I'm older today than I was yesterday, and I've had new experiences. And so, I'm constantly changing. And I honestly believe the ability to do that is why being an entrepreneur is good for me, because I'm the kind of person that gets like really bored really quickly. And so since I can just go, I don't like that, or, I want to do more of that, and I have that ability to pick and choose, I never get bored. Like, it's impossible for me to get bored. So. Okay. Well, if I weren't growing every day, I would be dead. I just need to put that out there. I believe in lifelong learning. I believe in constant improvement of self, and I believe that translates directly into my business, right? I mean, my business is a piece of me, and so I would say over the last, I really established the business in 13, but I was still working for a corporation, and then I decided to split off onto my own in 2016. And so it was towards the end of 2016. So 17, 18, 19, 20, and now we're in 21. This is my 5th year. I have changed so much as a woman, as a person, as a being on this planet, as a mother, as a business owner, as everything. I mean, if you look at that woman that was there starting in 2016, and you look at this woman today, I mean, we're the same person, kind of. I mean, it's the same shell, right? Kind of. Even that has changed. So, I have tried to continue to grow in all of those arenas. And when you really focus on that growth, you end up profiting. When I decided to submit for the City of Dallas program, which is basically they went out and they asked for an RFP, a request for proposals. And so I built a proposal which really just reflected my own business. It was already kind of like what I was doing. And so I built this proposal and I put it together and I sent it off to him. And I was just so confident that it was mine. I was like, I'm going to get that contract. I have to, because this is already what I do, right? They're gonna choose me, there's no doubt. And I was so confident that I actually quit drinking alcohol, because I realized I was at like a crux. Like, I am at this point where I'm going to have a contract with one of the 15 largest cities in the United States of America. Okay, we're not top 10 in Dallas, but top 15 in the United States of America. Me, this one human, is gonna have this contract with the city. That's kind of a big deal. And so I thought, okay, Lauren, you're kind of a big deal now, right? To a degree, you've made this is an accomplishment that is definitely most people are not going to have had in their life. And so I realized, if I am not exercising every day, if I am not eating well, if I am ingesting alcohol, if I am ingesting sugar, if I am ingesting things that are not good for my body, I'm not going to be my best self. And if I'm not my best self, I'm not going to be able to live up to this contract with one of the the 15 largest cities in America, right? Like, and so through that growth, I quit drinking alcohol. I work out every day. I do all of these things. And it's been a holistic life changer. I want to say I'm a ton more profitable now, but I gotta be honest, COVIDed us. At least the losses roll over year. That's the great thing. But we got government funds and that kind of thing. And so now I'm able, my physical, my spiritual, all of those things are up. So now I can really focus on profits and profitability. And in fact, this morning I was drawing this chart of how am I going to do this and who am I going to include here, and budgeting and that kind of thing. And so that too shall come, and it's all just a process. Well worth it though. I want to be like, don't do it. But that's not true. I love it too much. I don't actually think I have anything to say to my former self. Like, I have tattooed on my arm, keep moving forward, because it's one of my mottos, my personal life mottos. And that is what I do. So I really don't need to communicate with that self. Honestly, if I have anything to say, it's like, good job, okay? And it would be like, hey, in 3 years, the city of Dallas is going to give you a contract. That's pretty exciting. And so I wouldn't have anything to say, but I'm proud. Oh, Tori, let me give a great example of that, actually. Okay, so I became a Dallas ISD approved vendor. I had decided when Trump shut down the IRS years back, it had an effect on my business. And I was like, oh, I can't do this, right? I can't. So I decided to go after government contracts. That's how I went for City of Dallas, because I was like, I want the steady. And so I started working towards that. talk about the foundation moving, right? I thought I would never do government work. But then I'm like, I have these people who have kids and the kids need to eat. They're relying on me. I need government work, right? I'll go do this. It'll be, feed my employees' children. So I become a Dallas ISD approved vendor. And they send me this email. They're like, come present about redistricting. And I'm like, okay, no problem. To your point, Tori, go for it, right? I figure, men always go for things. I'll go for it, right? So I Google redistricting. There's nothing out there, y'all. Please Google this. There is nothing. I can't find a thing. What would a lawyer do? I don't really know. I guess write memos about if these ideas fit within the law. I have literally no clue. On Thursday, I sat in front of the DISD board, including the superintendent of DISD and all of the elected people. And I made a presentation about my firm. And the one question I got was, so do you have any experience redistricting for school districts? And my answer is absolutely not. But so I told him, I was like, look, I don't, but I'm a woman-owned business. I'm registered historically underutilized business. I learn things, I know how to write a memo. So, I can put this in my wheelhouse too. Right? And that's it. I left. That was done. Grand finale. Now, I don't think they're going to hire me, right? I have no experience whatsoever. But you know what I've also done? I have presented to the DISD board and the superintendent of the Dallas ISD. How many other people can say they've done that, right? I went in and I tried it, right? And if I don't win, that's okay, because I tried.